Hi everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel. I hope you're all well on this Tuesday. Tonight's video is going to be my tips for week 2 of the NRL 2020 final series. Last week I got 4 out of 4. Let's see if we can get 2 out of 2 for this week of the finals. There's only 2 games and they kick off on Friday and Saturday night. Before I get into the video though, if you're enjoying the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, or if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you get an email or you get notified when I do a new video. And stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be giving a couple of shout outs. Now, getting to the first match of the week, it kicks off on Friday night at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the Old Lady, and this one's between Eastern Suburbs, Sydney Roosters and Canberra, and this is the second round of the grand final rematch. The first game between these two clubs in 2020 went to Eastern Suburbs, and they're coming off a loss against Penrith last week in the qualifying final, 29 points to 28, and Canberra defeated Cronulla Sutherland in the elimination final to set up this clash. Now, looking at the Sydney Roosters Eastern Suburbs team, Lindsay Collins is in the side, Jake Friend is back, massive news for Eastern Suburbs there, brings a lot of experience, 3-time premiership winner. The rest of the team looks pretty much unchanged. You got Mitch Orbison on the bench there, Sonny Bill Williams retains his spot on the bench, and for Canberra, Ricky Stewart's going to keep the faith. He's going to name an unchanged squad going into this match. Now for Eastern Suburbs, their chances of getting that three-peat for the last couple of weeks I think have been on life support ever since that match against South Sydney where they lost 60 points to 8. I think that game in itself completely threw the competition out because everyone was predicting East to win that game. They were predicted to play Melbourne in the first week of the finals. As it happened, they lost by that massive margin, biggest loss against South ever. And then the next week they didn't really recover, I think, too well. I think they put in a better performance against Penrith, but you have to remember, I think it was 28 points to 10 or 28 points to 12, and then Penrith put the cue in the rack, and it was only when Penrith did that I think East got a chance to get back into the match. For this game, I think Canberra still hell bent on revenge from last year. I think losing to the Roosters earlier in the year is going to further fuel the fire as well, and I think that Canberra's been playing quite well over the last month or so, and I'm going to go for them to beat Eastern Suburbs on Friday night and book a preliminary final against Melbourne up at Suncorp Stadium. I think it's not going to be a blowout score, but I think Canberra's going to get a win, and they're going to be playing Melbourne in the preliminary final. Now, going into the second match, this one kicks off Saturday night, 10 to 8 Australian time, and it's between Parramatta and South Sydney, and the winner of this match goes on to play Penrith in the preliminary final. Now, even though this game's at Western Sydney Stadium, Bank West, it is a home match for Parramatta, even though South Sydney have also hosted some home matches here. Now, this is an interesting fact. This is the first time since 1965 that South Sydney and Parramatta have played each other in a finals match. Hard to believe, I know, considering how long the two clubs have been around. And South Sydney got the win that day back in 1965. Now, looking at the teams, big blows for Parramatta. Micah Sivo's out. He won't be returning for the rest of the year. Marata Niukore, he's suspended, but I don't really see that as much of a loss because he does a lot of daft things on the field, and I don't really think he brings much to the Parramatta side. Blake Ferguson has been named, but the way that he went off against Melbourne, I think he's in doubt. So in Sivo's place, they got George Jennings, which I think is the right call, because there was also Jordan Rankin and Hayes Dunster that he could choose from. Rankin hasn't played a game since he returned from England. Hayes Dunster hasn't played a first grade match. The thing with George Jennings, I don't think that he's a good player, but he's got first grade experience and he's been playing a few matches this year, so he's match fit. I'm guessing if Ferguson's out, Brad Takarangi will go into the side, and Wonga Blake, who can't defend for his life if it depended on it, he goes out to the wing. For South, they're pretty much unchanged, except that there's a minor change. I think Liam Knight goes to the bench and Jaden Suwe goes in his place. South had that massive win over Newcastle last week. They were down 14-0 and ended up winning 46 points to 20. They put on 46 unanswered points against Newcastle. And Parramatta, they had chances to win that game against Melbourne if they were just a bit more smarter. I've said it in the week gone that they just didn't compose themselves. It was 12-0, and then when Melbourne got out to 18-12, and then Parramatta got it back to 18-all. Parramatta they made some really daft mistakes. They made some daft decisions, and they just didn't compose themselves, because a lot of the Melbourne tries come off set restarts or silly mistakes. Now, the last time that these two clubs played each other, I'm sure you all know, it ended up 38 points to nil, I should say, at the Bankwest Stadium. South Sydney completely tore Parramatta apart that day, and they did it by throwing the ball to the edges. Over the last 2 months or so, for some reason, I don't know what, but Parramatta cannot defend on the edges. That's how you beat Parramatta. All you have to do is just run the ball up the middle, third or fourth tackle, couple of passes out to either side of the wings, and Parramatta just fall apart. They all rush up, they're all out of position, and it's just happened time and time again. Even clubs like West Tigers have exploited it. They scored 3 tries in 2 minutes against us by doing that same play. Melbourne did it again, as I said in my other tipping video. They just threw the ball to Addo-Carr, Vunivalu and Olam, and they just tore Parramatta apart. And I don't really see, unless there's some sort of minor miracle where Parramatta's all of a sudden learned how to defend, and Blake and Wonga Blake and some of the other centres and wingers have magically learned how to defend and how to fix the problem. I think it's just going to continue. I think Cody Walker, Campbell Graham, Gagai, Johnston, they're going to have a field day. And I think the match against Melbourne last week really took it out of Parramatta. Parramatta gave it everything against Melbourne. And similar to 2017, Parramatta gave their all against Melbourne in that match in the first week of the finals. They come out the second week against North Queensland a bit bruised and battered from that game, and although they got out to an early lead, they were run down by North Queensland. I think South Sydney have timed their run perfectly to the finals. I think that over the last couple of months they've really timed the run greatly, because earlier in the year they looked a bit ordinary, but in the last 6 to 8 weeks they put together some good performances, and I expect to see them to happen on Saturday night. I'm tipping South to win by probably 20 points over Parramatta. Me heart wants Parramatta to win, but me head says South, and the defence for Parramatta is just not good enough. And every team in the competition has been exploiting those edges, and I don't see it any different. So that's me 2 tips for the finals this week. Before I go, I'd just like to give out a couple of shout outs to some YouTubers. I did so last night, but I'll do again tonight. The first YouTuber you should go check out is Nick from Australia. He does all kinds of videos, corner posts, match reviews, all that keeper. NRL vids, he does the same thing. He also goes out to games. He was recently at the Newcastle South match. The next one is Jai's NRL Stuff. I think he does a really good channel. He's a South Sydney supporter. Go check him out. National Sports Loaded. Go check him out. He does live reaction videos and reviews. Isaac Ritchie, Penrith fan. He's got over 2,000 subscribers. I think he's got one of the highest subscriber counts for a rugby league YouTuber that I know of. Beyond the Try Line. Go check him out. Evil Lemon. Go check out their channel. And also go check out the Greasy Gamer. They're a Cronulla fan. Go check out their channel. And go check out the Bundy chick 82 as well. She's an Eastern Suburb supporter. She does all kinds of rugby league videos, and it's worth checking out. So anyway, everyone, that's me tips for this week. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, click that like button. And once again, if you haven't already subscribed, click that subscribe button so you get more of my videos in the future. Anyways, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. Stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be the Newcastle season review, and I should be uploading that tomorrow. Anyways, everyone, I'm going to leave now, so catch us all later. Tatty bye.